Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Monday. Happy Monday. I'm over here freaking out because Diddy's trial is here. It is finally starting. Oh my gosh. So, the jury selection kicks off today in one of the toughest places to face federal charges, the Southern District of New York, where Diddy is up against sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Don't play. They do not play. I'm going to explain why picking a jury for this case is going to be a huge challenge for Diddy. For the first time, Diddy is going to sit in front of a jury that will decide his future, possibly for the rest of his life. You do know he is facing life, right? So both sides, especially Diddy's team, are going to have a tough time finding the right jurors. He'll be in court today with his main lawyers, Mark Agnifilo and Tini Garagos. For the start of voir dire, that's the process where potential jurors get questioned. So the judge, Aaron Subramanian, along with Diddy's lawyers and federal prosecutors, will all take part in the questioning. The biggest issue, though, it is nearly impossible to find someone who has not already formed an opinion about this case. In New York City, or honestly, anywhere in the country, most people have probably heard something and likely think Diddy is guilty. And that gives the prosecution a major challenge. For Diddy's defense team, asking the usual, can you be fair and keep an open mind, won't cut it. Instead, they'll try a smarter angle, like asking potential jurors if they ever strongly believe something and then change their mind after hearing new info. And they'll need to get specific with those questions. Former federal prosecutor Nima Romani even weighed in on how hard this process is going to be. She states, everyone in the country and the entire world knows about the allegations against Diddy, so moving the trial to another venue outside of New York won't change anything. The prosecution wants to make sure there aren't any Diddy fans or stealth jurors on the panel. The defense wants jurors who are skeptical about #MeToo and victims who make allegations years later and file civil lawsuit seeking damages. The only person who wants a fair and impartial jury is the judge. Now, the real challenge for both Diddy's defense team and the prosecutors is finding jurors who have not already made up their minds about the case. New York defense lawyer Duncan Levin put it this way. Diddy is one of the most recognizable names in music and pop culture, and the public attention surrounding the allegations is enormous. In high-profile cases like this, the challenge isn't just finding jurors who have heard of the defendant. It's finding ones who have not already formed an opinion based on media coverage. That's why voir dire in this case will be lengthy and strategic. The defense will be focused on rooting out bias, and the prosecution will be working to ensure the jurors don't bring preconceived celebrity favoritism into the courtroom. Honestly, most of them probably do have an opinion, but that doesn't mean they can't be fair. New Yorkers are famously skeptical and media savvy. What matters isn't whether a juror has heard of Diddy. It's whether they can set aside what they've heard and evaluate the evidence impartially. Judges often remind jurors that the courtroom, not the press, is where the facts get sorted out. I don't know if you guys remember, but the media coverage around Diddy blew up in March 2024, especially after Homeland Security raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles as part of a human trafficking investigation. Since then, the civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault and now the federal charges have gotten a ton of attention in the news. That's a big problem when it comes to finding jurors who can stay neutral. So, entertainment lawyer Trey Lavelle put it like this. Most potential jurors will have heard of the case and will have formed some opinion of what happened. That being said, the real question is, can the jurors put aside whatever initial thoughts they have and be able to decide the case based solely on the evidence? Selecting jury is not necessarily about picking the right people, but truly about eliminating the wrong jurors. Thus, all questions are designed to find those jurors that have bias or are unable to put their personal feelings and beliefs aside and focus on just the evidence. The prosecution does not want a Diddy fan club in the jury box or juries who have had negative experiences with law enforcement or the government. They also do not want jurors that presume anyone going to a sex party has consented to everything that happens. So then, New York-based attorney Mark Wiseman explained, I think they will be able to seat a jury for Diddy's trial, and the jurors will fill out questionnaires before they meet the judge, which will help the judge to further which will help the judge to further limit the pool to jurors who have limited knowledge about the case and the participants. But, of course, even jurors in Manhattan will likely know about Diddy, and I expect many will have heard of or read about the allegations against him, and many may have an opinion about him. He added, this is true in every high publicity case. So Diddy's defense team is looking for jurors who think for themselves, people who don't automatically trust the government and won't be easily influenced by emotional accusations. And they want people who can separate Diddy's public image from what can actually be proven in court. Diddy's defense team will also look for people who don't judge things like wild, consensual sex parties. They'll try to avoid jurors who have experienced the R word or sexual violence or who are fathers of young or teenage daughters. Basically, anyone who might take the allegations personally. At the same time, both sides, the defense and the prosecution, are going to be careful to avoid jurors who are just looking for attention or 15 minutes of fame, like someone hoping to write a book or go viral. There are also some practical issues. A lot of people will be let go from jury duty for hardship reasons. Sitting through a 2-month trial in the summer is a deal breaker for many. Plus, many will be dismissed because they already have strong opinions about the case, so the number of eligible jurors will shrink fast. During jury selection, the judge will be the one asking the questions, not the lawyers. But both legal teams will be right there at the tables watching everything closely. And there's one more big thing, the Cassie video. Even though Diddy isn't being charged for what's shown in that footage, it could still seriously hurt him. It sends a powerful message, and the jury's going to see it, okay? And another thing that could seriously hurt Diddy in this trial, Cassie is at least 7 months pregnant with her 3rd child. Just imagine the jury watching a visibly pregnant woman, almost ready to give birth, take the stand, break down, and talk about the abuse she went through at the hands of Diddy. That's going to hit people emotionally big freaking time. This trial is going to be insane. What's crazy though? It won't even be televised. Like, why are federal cases never shown to the public? It is such a dumb rule. Makes no sense at all. So many media outlets are going to want to be inside that courtroom, but even if they get in, they can't take pictures or record anything. The only images we'll see are those courtroom sketch drawings that artists make while they are inside. So, yeah. So if you're not inside, You're not seeing anything. So we're just going to have to wait for the people, the media, to report what happened. Because you can't take notes inside. You just can't take pictures. You can't, you can't record. So that sucks. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why there can't be no cameras inside for federal cases. It's so stupid. But you guys, I will keep you guys posted. Okay, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.